Not this.
Not this question. Not this question.
Not this question. Oh my god. I've really haven't really gone. I've done any videos. I'm really trying to bring some bangers out for you guys, but I realize I'm sitting here, and I'm realizing the state of the world, and I am ranting in my head. This $16 an hour job, and this just can box questions. It's triggering me. It's triggering me. I don't. Oh man. Man, I've gone on such a rant in just imagination zone about what I would tell an employer that asked me this question. And I've already answered the questions before this. One being, tell us why some of the experience and, what was the experience you have that's related to this job, and tell us basically the second one question being, tell us what was it? It's basically asking, would you work here if we didn't pay you? What motivates you to work here other than a paycheck? It's like
Duh. Why else would I come here? Why else would I travel an hour to a completely different annex of a freaking city? Damn near get killed by a Tesla. Billions of Teslas moving here. For what? It's terrible.
Oh man, I don't know how to put this into words. Okay, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to put this in words. Tell us about a time when you found it difficult to work with someone. How would you handle the situation? Now, I find it interesting that I can just, without ChatGPT, go and look up. Not that. Go and look up this exact question, and the answer comes up. Tell us about a time when you found it difficult to work with somebody. Now, the fact that the answer is already here, pre-canned, means that somebody got tired.
Somebody got tired of this. They're really tired of this. And they were like, we're just going to answer this. You can even just copy and paste. Answer one. In my last job, the company hired a new project manager, started overseeing some of my work. She had a strong, outspoken personality, and I wasn't accustomed to working for someone like this. She was also critical of my work and pointed out mistakes rather frequently, and instead of reacting right away. I took it a couple of days to think about it to best approach this situation. I decided that this was simply her leadership style, and I needed to adjust. I realized that she was pointing out areas for improvement in my work because part of her job as a leader was to help me get better. I realized she meant well, even though I wasn't used to her abrupt style, so I made it my goal to learn to get along with her, build rapport, and incorporate her suggestions and feedback into my work. I ended up building a great relationship with her and learning so many valuable lessons from her in terms of how to do my job better and succeed in this industry. This experience taught me a lot about work and working with all the different personality types and how to take criticism and feedback the right way. it's so canned. It's so canned. It's look. It's really. I started working on this, and I felt that the best way to deal with this situation for $16 an hour was to basically work on my skills of saying saying so much without saying absolutely nothing. Because that's what we need in this world. We need to go and say a lot on these interviews. When I'm supposed to be using a microphone, and I decided not to use a microphone. We need to say a lot, but say absolutely nothing. I could use a canned answer. That probably would get me through. Just maybe. But I'm not going to do that because maybe they read this and, this canned answer, and they know what to look for in the response, as I just copied and paste. So going along, I realized it's $16 an hour, and if I really want to, help, I really want to how can I say this? Deal with somebody who's being difficult. The best way to do it is, it's no straight answer. Because, people could just be having a difficult time at home. They could just be dealing with their economic situation where they're not making enough money to actually support themselves and actually pay for their freaking rent, and they're going to be homeless in a week because they can't figure out this answer to this question to actually get the job that probably doesn't exist. Because if you watch the town square that is YouTube, you know that in certain points, especially if you've been watching recruiter videos, professional recruiters like Life After Layoff, the recruiters have been reporting that they are posting fake jobs. They're just posting jobs with no intention of actually hiring people. So, on that note, I actually made this, on the opposite side of that, I actually made this thing called, the website called, Resume Spam Bot. And the whole purpose of this was to, basically get ChatGPT. Well, now we have ChatGPT. But basically get a bot to actually apply for hundreds of resumes for you. And once you've gotten through 20,000 resumes, you just go ahead and move to the next city because you're out of luck. You're out of luck. You're not getting a job. But I think that was actually needed to show people that there are no jobs. We are at the end game, and this is what it's going to be. It's going to be exactly like China, where everybody has gig work. They have temporary work. They have part-time work. But don't tell that to anybody because they just won't. They're not going to figure it out. So, really, this person's having a hard time because, they're going to be forced into gig work. And gig work doesn't exactly pay well. And they're going to lose their house. They're going to lose their whatever they have. That could be just a possible situation, or they could just be bored, and just be bored and just want to play, pick on somebody, to pass the time. I mean, we can all get like that. You get good at your job, you can finish the job, and I don't know, 5 minutes, and you're like, what do I do now? What do I do now? I'm not gonna be the star. I'm not gonna clean up and wash dishes and clean the bathroom at my company employee place because I only get paid $15 an hour. Look, and they're not going to pay me. There's no way they're going to pay me more for doing that. They appreciate it. The employees will appreciate it, but they're not going to pay me for that. So we're in this cross section of the world where do you let the AI take over and do your job for you, or do you just suck it up and do your part-time job and go along? But here's what really bugs me. I'm going to a place. I'm going to a place that was by a military airfield, an Air Force airfield. And to get specific, they had F-35s. They had F-16s. Now, if you guys ever looked it up, let's look it up. Let's look up our operation costs for F-35 in current year. Now, you go back 50 years ago, $1 billion. $1 billion, that was all of the money in America, including the annexes of Hawaii, Alaska, and Cuba. If you were going to if you went back 50 years ago and you asked for $1 billion, $1 billion, they would think you're crazy. That didn't exist at that point. And you would just be a big terrorist. You want all the money in the world, basically. Now, F-35 operating costs make seed funding by billions a year. Now, every time F-35, as far as I've researched, is $70,000. Now, it can vary from what source you're getting your information from, but every time an F-35 is in the air for an hour, it's $70,000. Let's see if they mention it here. Let's see, approximately 4 billion. 60 plus 1.3 trillion. 1.3 trillion. Now, they've practiced the art of saying a lot without saying exactly what you want to know. Oh, okay. Every hour the F-35 is on the air, it costs around $36,000. I've heard this actual point as well, which almost 50% more than what an F-16. The F-16 is actually cheaper. So F-35 is $36,000 an hour. And where I live, I can see at least 40 of these things get up. 40 of these get up within an hour and stay up there for hours, 3 hours a day. So you're telling me that an F-35 fighter coming out of an Air Force base is $36,000, and my pay, you're struggling to pay me, a civilian that has to pay taxes to actually keep that aircraft in the air. You're struggling to pay me $15 an hour. You're struggling to pay me $16 an hour, which equates out to let's see. Calculator. Let's see if they have it. Oh, I've been here before. Let's see. There's no way I'm making $30 an hour. $16 an hour. Let's say, yeah, okay. 5 days a week. Holidays 10. If you're a slave master. And calculate. So you're telling me that unadjusted gross income, $33,000 a year. You're struggling to pay me, a citizen of the United States, $30,000 a year. Yet an F-35 can operate for an hour and suck up more than that. What is going on? Who is paying for this? Who is paying for this? That's just what I want to know. Who is paying for this? What person is making buku dollars that they have money to pay for this? Now, this could be a fudge number. I doubt it. Kerosene is very expensive. In fact, this is probably not the actual cost right now. This was made in 2021. We're 3 years ahead now. We're 3 years out. I'm pretty sure it's more expensive now, considering the cost of petrol. Anything oil based has actually gone up in price as of recent. Now, you're telling me that the person making $16 an hour is not going to be mad that they're not making as much money as it costs to fly one F-35 out of an Air Force base in a year, when that aircraft uses that much in an hour, not a day, an hour. Yes, there's going to be some tensions. I'm gonna wrap this back up. So, dealing with a person that's angry today in current year could be millions of factors. Could just be bored, could be stressed out about their financial situation, could not gotten that raise that would have pushed them well over what it takes to fly an F-35 for an hour. We are in peak clown world. I believe we're in peak clown world, and it doesn't get better from here. What else? So, going on without having to say anything of significant value. Man, I haven't even started yet. But these are the canned questions that employers will shoot out you to see how you deal with it, and you're supposed to let's see, handle this with professionalism, strong interpersonal skills, and listening skills, patience, an approach that keeps the company's best interests in mind, makes them more money, not one that loses their money. We're not losing money at this time. We're not making money. Optimism and positive outlook. We're not making money. An ability to learn from tough experiences and recognize the key takeaways from a difficult situation. We're not making money. If you can give an answer that shows the above traits, you're going to make a good impression on your job interviews. Well, I guess I failed. And that's it.